الحمد لله الذي كتب الصيام على المؤمنين كما كتبه على الذين من قبلهم لعلهم يتقون. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله المبعوث بين يدي الساعة داعيا إلى الله بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه ووالاه. أما بعد فيا عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله وحثكم على طاعة الله وطاعة رسوله لعلكم ترحمون. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم من الشيطان الرجيم وأطيعوا الله الرسول لعلكم ترحمون. My dear brother, first of all, we praise and thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all His blessings. And we also invoke peace and blessing upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu upon his family, his companion, and all those who follow him doing good deeds till the day of judgment. As we are going to enter the month of Ramadan, either tonight or tomorrow night. So today, I would like to talk it's about Ramadan, especially about the fasting of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "A'udhu billahi minash rajim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyamu kama kutiba alal ladzina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun." All you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you or upon you as it was prescribed for those before you, that you may attain taqwa. First of all, in this ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressed those who believe instead of those who are Muslims. So he said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, all you who believe. That means we have iman. And then Allah continues by saying, Kutiba alaykumus siyam. The fasting has been prescribed for you. So at the beginning, of course, the word fasting may or might scare the Muslims because they have to abstain from food and drink for a certain period of time. That's why Allah continued with Kama kutiba alal ladina min qablikum, as it was prescribed for those who came before you. Meaning this fasting was not a new obligation, as it was obligatory so for those who came before the Muslim, before the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Perhaps in a very much harder way. For example, the Prophet Musa alayhi salam used to fast 40 days and 40 nights, meaning eating or drinking nothing for the period until the 40th day. The Prophet Isa alayhi salam also did the same. So he fasted 40 days and 40 nights without break. What the fast prescribed for the Muslim very easy compared with the fasting in the past. Why easy, especially now or after some amendments, because initially people have to fast from after Isha. Okay. But later on, because the Muslim felt very hard, and then it was amended So it starts after dawn or a dawn break until sunset. Meaning it's much easier. There's nothing that the Muslim had to be scared of. As fasting was not new. That one thing. The other thing also Allah SWT mentioned here, what is the main purpose of this fasting? He said, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, that you may attain taqwa. So what is taqwa? Of course, you read the English translation of the word taqwa, you will find different words have been used to describe the taqwa. Perhaps the most common is the word fear of God or fear of Allah, or sometimes translated as piety, sometimes as translated as warding of evil, but sometimes it is translated of consciousness of Allah or God. In other words, God consciousness. So if taqwa is fear of Allah, people may ask, so do we worship Allah because we fear Him? Or we are scared of Him? Or for some other reason? That is why the word fear of Allah perhaps is not suitable. And the word taqwa doesn't mean fear anyway. Because taqwa is a wiqaya, meaning try to be on the safe side. As Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. Or you believe, protect yourself, save yourself, and your family from the fire. So that's where the word taqwa comes from. That means to save, to protect, to be protected. Mean like there's a barrier between us and what the forbidden things is taqwa. So perhaps the most suitable and comprehensive meaning or translation of taqwa is God consciousness. Meaning through fasting, Allah SWT wants us to learn how to be conscious of Allah. Meaning to be aware of Him all the time. Well, because if people don't have iman, they don't want to fast. If a person doesn't have iman, perhaps he may pretend to be fasting in front of people, but he is alone, he will eat and drink. Even some people with a family have sahur, everything, but during the day, he eats somewhere else. If you don't have iman. So this iman itself that make people have this taqwa, God consciousness. Meaning no matter where, no matter what. So a person who is conscious and he is sure and convinced that Allah SWT is watching him. You can hide from people, but you can't hide from Allah SWT. That's what it is. So this quality is what we need to have during this fasting. Why? Because we know that fasting has two sides. The physical side, meaning to abstain from food and drink, and the contact with the wife during the day. The physical side of it. But mostly it's the spiritual side. This is the God consciousness. Why? Because we know that we have organs and limbs that may be involved in sin, like eyes, tongue or mouth, hearing or the ears. Okay, the hands and the feet, the stomach. So fasting is not only to physically abstain from food and drink, but also to abstain from looking at forbidden things, from hearing the forbidden things, from uttering or saying the forbidden things, from shouting, from swear or swearing, and also to make sure our hands abstain from doing also forbidden things like stealing or beating other people or hurting other people or touching the forbidden things. Since at our leg, our feet, to make sure that our feet is also abstaining from walking to the places where there are forbidden things or to do forbidden things. In other words, so we have to keep all our organs and limbs from forbidden things. That's sort of the spiritual meaning of fasting. Otherwise, there's no benefit of fasting except hunger and thirst. But the Prophet said, "Rubba sa'imin laysa lahu min siyamihi illa al-ju' wal-'atash." So many a fasting person had get nothing from his fasting except the hunger and the thirst. That is why here Allah SWT said, "La'allakum tattaqun," that you may have taqwa. When you are conscious of Allah SWT. Because only the consciousness of Allah that make you abstain from all forbidden things. Make sure that all your limbs and organs which may involve in sin also to be fasting. So the eyes are fasting, the ears are fasting, the tongue, the mouth fasting, the hand are fasting, the feet are fasting, and the stomach also fasting in the sense that the stomach is not filled up with haram food or haram thing. And also our genitals or private part also is fasting. Of course, from zina and also from having contact with the wife during the day. So this is the significance of the fasting. So if we do that, and then we can get benefit of that fasting. And that will create the true consciousness of Allah, that means the true taqwa. So this taqwa will keep us on track all the time. Wherever we go, wherever we are aware. We are conscious that Allah is watching. Because Allah is watching, so we do everything to please Him. Of course, in this God consciousness, there is the element of fear. But fear in the sense we fear committing forbidden things. We fear committing sins because we are conscious of Allah. We fear the anger of Allah because of doing haram things. So in that sense, not like we fear the ferocious animal to run away from it, no. But to fear the anger of Allah. So hence we abstain from forbidden things, from things forbidden by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So this is the meaning of taqwa. So in taqwa also there is the element of carefulness. Like you walk on the road full of thorns. They also mean taqwa. They be very careful, in doing things, in saying things. Okay, that is why during the fast, the process allows us forbid us to shout or to swear at other people. Even when somebody, try to, for example, to initiate a fight with us, the Prophet say instead of taking the challenge, we just say, "I am fasting. I am fasting." Okay. So this is the significance of the word taqwa. So inshallah, Allah may help us, reach Ramadan tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and also to do our ibadah with the true consciousness of Him. And also in the best way, because in Ramadan everything is replied or multiplied many times in rewards. I think that's all I have to say today. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-azim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bima fihi min al-ayati wa dhikril hakim wa taqabbala minni wa minkum tilawatahu innahu samiul alim. Aqulu qawli hadha astaghfirullah al-azim li wa lakum wa li sa'iril muslimin wal muslimat wastaghfiruhu innahu al-ghafurur rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin wala aqbatul muttaqin wala udwana illa ala zalimin. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah malikul haqqul mubin wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu shadiqul wa'dil amin. Allahumma shalli wa sallim wa barik alaihi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'ahu bi ihsanin ila yaumiddin. أما بعد فيا المسلمون اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم أعوذ من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم ارض عن الخلفاء الراشدين المهتدين سادتنا أبي بكر عمر عثمان وعلي وعن سائر أصحابه أجمعين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته للذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم لا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ويرحمنا. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واهلك الكفرة المشركين. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله ان الله يامر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون ولذكر الله اكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.
الله اكبر الله اكبر. اشهد